Hello, my name is Lenon Dugan, third year college from the College of Agriculture, Section C. And our topic today is about metabolic system of insects. In the metabolic system of insects, we are going to talk about the balance of nutrients in insects. Balance of nutrients in insects. A balanced diet allows the insect to acquire its optimal intake of all nutrients simultaneously. The nutritional requirements for multiple nutrients can be represented as a point in a multidimensional nutrient space. This intake target moves over time as the quantity and mix of nutrients changes with activity, growth, development, reproduction, and senescence. It also shifts over evolutionary time as the insect adapt to different diets. The intake target is generally adapted to the natural food of this species. In the balance of nutrients in insects, there are 5 aspects of balance of nutrients in insects, which is changes in nutrient requirements, maintaining nutrient balance, nutritional compromises when balance cannot be achieved, pre-ingestive mechanisms of nutritional regulation, and the last one is post-ingestive regulation. Changes in nutrient requirements. The nutritional requirements of an insect change with time because of the varying demands of growth, reproduction, diapause, or migration. Like this one, in larval insects, it is generally true that the nitrogen content of the blood-sucking insects where the female is blood-feeding while the male feeds only on nectar, which generally contains negligible amounts of protein. Some female mosquitoes do not lay their eggs until they had their first blood meal because of changes in nutrient requirements, and they are said to be unautogenous, but others are autogenous and can lay their first batch of eggs without a blood meal. Next is maintaining nutrient balance. Many insects are known to select a diet which approximates an optimal balance of the major components. An insect can respond to a dietary imbalance in one of 3 ways. It can adjust the total amount ingested so that it acquires enough of the most limiting nutrient. It can move from one food to another with a different nutrient balance, or it can adjust the efficiency with which it uses nutrients. Next, nutritional compromises when balance cannot be achieved. When confined to an imbalanced diet that does not allow the intake target to be reached, insects have to compromise between overconsuming excess nutrients and eating too little of the nutrients in deficit. The form of this compromise varies according to the nutrients involved and the ecology and life stage of the species. For example, given a choice of foods containing different amounts of inorganic salts, Locusta migratoria modifies its choice so that it maintains a target intake of both salts and the major nutrients. In the absence of a choice, however, different amounts of salts are ingested because the insect maintains the optimal intake of major nutrients. Pre-ingestive mechanisms of nutritional regulation. The ability to adjust food intake to nutritional requirements implies some feedback of nutritional status on food selection and feeding behavior. In the locust, blood-borne nutrient feedback from eating a diet rich in amino acids decreases the sensitivity of the peripheral contact chemoreceptors to amino acids in the diet. The sensitivity of chemoreceptors to sucrose is, however, unaffected. Conversely, if the insects feed on a diet with high levels of carbohydrate, the sensitivity of its receptors to sucrose is depressed. Hence, the insect tastes what it needs and eats what it tastes. And the last one is post-ingestive regulation. The importance of post-ingestive regulation of nutrient balance is demonstrated by experiments with locusts. These insects maintain a relatively constant increase in body nitrogen despite a more than 3-fold increase in the amount of nitrogen ingested. Very little of the protein is present unchanged in the feces. Most of the excess is excreted as uric acid or some other unknown nitrogenous end product of catabolism. And that's the end of our topic today. Thank you for listening and God bless.